Hello, thank you for joining me today. We are going to be going over the XWOW training. So today we're going to go through how you are able to create your work orders and you are able to take specific line items from your estimates that are sent over from Xactimate and create your work orders based off of those line items. So I'm going to show you how to do that. First and foremost, you want to make sure that you have already sent in an estimate. Your Create Work Orders tab will only show up after the estimate has been sent into Restoration Manager, and it will only be there as long as there are line items that need to be assigned to a work order. So once all of your line items in the estimate that is in the system are assigned to a work order, that Create Work Orders tab will go away. Now, if you are to submit a supplemental estimate or anything additional, once you send it into the system, the Create Work Orders tab will reappear, and you will then be able to continue to create work orders based off of those new line items. So we're going to go through this. You will see your Create Work Orders tab right here, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that. We'll open this up here. Now what it's asking us right now is what loss. So if there are multiple losses that are added to a job, you have the drop down option. So you can choose whatever loss you need to add this work order for. Okay, most of the time you're only going to have one loss assigned, but if you do have multiple, you have the selection. You are then going to choose the estimate. If you have numerous estimates that are in the system, this right now is just your first initial estimate. Now, if there were to be any supplemental estimates, it would come through and show as a supplemental estimate. Okay, so you'll be able to choose the estimate that you want to create your work order for. So again, we're just going to go ahead and choose this one, and then you click on Go. Now it's going to open up our Create Work Order assignment field. Down here are all of your line items, okay? Up here is where we actually create the work order. So if we need to create the work order to add the line items, we're going to click on Add. Now we're going to go through just as you would if you were creating a work order through your Losses tab. Okay, this is just making it a lot easier for you to use this system, okay? So we're gonna first, of course, choose our area. Okay, let's say we're gonna do bedroom. Then we want to choose our category. And let's say we're going to do carpet installation. Then subcategory, if you have subcategory options for all of your specific categories, then you will have the option to choose. Let's say we're going to choose tact, and then I can choose my sub. So from here, what sub am I going to use to do this work? Now, this is not a free type field, okay? So you do have to use your drop-down selection, but you can choose, anybody, of course, that you need to assign this to. So I'm just going to go through, and let's just say we're going to have Lisa be the sub. Now, you can use this internally as well. So if you want to assign one of your employees, such as your project manager, estimator, or technician to the work order, those names will also be included in your drop-down. Okay, so you will have your employee names also included in the subs list drop-down, so you can assign your employees as well. We're then going to choose our schedule work date. So we just want to click on our calendar icon over here, and it's going to open up a calendar. Let's say we want this done tomorrow. Okay, now we can choose a time. If you want to click on your clock icon, let's say we're going to start this work at 9:30 a.m. And then let's say for this specific work order to make sure it gets done, let's say we want it done in the same day. And so let's just give ourselves, a good amount of time. However much time you think you're going to need to get it all done. We'll say till 5 p.m. So this work order is created from 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Now, you can go back into the work order after it's created and after the work is completed. If it was completed before 5 p.m. and you wish to update that time to be as accurate as possible, when you go to close out the loss, it's going to, of course, it's going to record the time that you're closing it out. So it's going to pick up on that, and you'll have your accurate time. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and click on Save because I've created the basic work order, okay? Now what I want to do is I want to come down to Assign Line Items. The first thing I need to do is next to Work Order, I need to open up my drop-down and I need to choose the work order that I want to assign my line items to. So let's say I'm going to choose work order number 1 because I only have the one in the system. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come next to my line items and I'm going to check this box for any line item that is included in that work order. Well, this is carpet installation, so we're going to go ahead and click on floor covering carpet. That's all I need to include because that's what the line item is for. Okay. Now what I can do is I can click on review. Oh, I'm sorry. You need to click on save. I apologize. We're going to click on save to make sure that we save the work order and actually save those line items. Now, if you notice, this line item goes to the bottom and it is now assigned to work order number 1. Now what we can do is we can click on review and it's going to allow us to review this work order. Okay, the work order is now listed up here underneath work orders. We have our area, category, subcategory, your sub, schedule work, and end date, start and end date. Okay, now if you want to finalize, then you can go ahead and finalize. But the only time you click on finalize is once you are done assigning all of your line items. Okay, so if you want to keep that create work orders tab available, you need to make sure that you do not click on finalize until all of your line items have been assigned. Okay, so now at this point I can go back and it's going to take me back to my work order screen. So if I need to continue to add additional work orders, I can do so with the same steps that we just went through here. If you have any questions while you're going through this process, please feel free to reach out to your direct trainer, whether it be myself, Lisa Paris, or Don Bryant. So if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to us at any time. We're here to help you with anything. Thank you so much for your time. I hope everybody has a great day.